Hi, I'm Danielle with Ribbon Storage and welcome to my craft room. Today I'm making one of the cards from my Coral, Flowers, and Pearls card kit. Let's get started. I've made the card front using Anita brand cardstock, both white and ivory, just around the edges there. And just stacked those so that you can see, it just gives you that extra layer of detail. Now I'm gonna put my double-sided tape on the back of my lime damask ribbon. Now you can tell that's the back because the back doesn't have the pattern shiny. It's a little more muted on the back. So that's the side we want going down on our paper. And then just line that up. And you can center it if you want. I seem to like my things a little off-centered. Gives it that little dimension. Next, we're gonna use the grosgrain ribbon. Now this is just 1/4 of an inch, so I have to do it slowly because I wanna make sure I get it right down the middle. And if you don't, the nice part is if you're using a removable ribbon, it comes right off. You just kind of rub it and it comes off. But we'll go ahead and set this down, and I'm just going to loosely tack this on. Start with your center piece because it makes lining up the other two much easier. And I'll show you why, because we're going to put this underneath. So I'm only tacking at the top and the bottom right there, even though I'm putting the tape all the way down. That way it'll hold it in place after we tie that trim around. And if you start with the center, see, then we just center this in the space to this side, and the same with the next one. Okay. You can see I've got a little bit of tape there, so I'm just rubbing it and it just balls right up and brush it off. Okay, now I get to decide where I want to put my knots at. So this one I'm going to put up here, and I'm just going to pull that up just a little bit so I can fit that trim around. And then just tie a double knot. That's all there is to it. And it gives it that fun little playful look, and it adds depth to it because you've got that knot, that trim just kind of pokes out and gives you that added dimension. And then this one we'll do right here. And you can trim those shorter if you want. I pushed that one down a little too much. That's okay, it peeled right up. And I'm gonna add this one right here. You know, place those however you want. That's kind of the fun with it, place it however you want. Then I'm gonna cut these just a little bit shorter. After you've tied it, you can kind of go in and trim those off, or you can leave them long. On the sample card that I did, you can see how I've left them longer. But it just gives it that fun dimension. Now just bend that around, and then we'll keep it in place by going over top of it with the tape again. It helps keep our ribbon tight and in place and gives us something to stick it to the card base with. And there it is. Now if you want, you can see here I used a piece of paper that wasn't embossed, but you know what, if you have an embossing machine like a Cuttlebug or a Sizzix or whatever it is at home, use that and emboss it or add layer to it. You know, there's so many fun things. I just try to give you the basics and then you can do whatever you want with it. Now that you're done with it, you can send it to someone in this cellophane envelope, and I include these in my card kit. You can just put the address on the back of the card, both addresses, and then you put it in this cellophane envelope and you can mail it this way. How cool is that? You just have to have the address on the outside of the cellophane envelope. The post office wants to make sure they can cancel out your stamp. So put the address on the back of the card, and you have to use at least 70 cents worth of postage. I get these cool 70-cent non-machinable stamps because just look how beautiful that butterfly is. And you put that on the outside of the cellophane envelope and you can mail it that way. I mean, how beautiful is that? Everyone who touches this envelope, it's gonna bring a smile to their face. What a great touch. And how fun would it be to get this in the mail? Anyway, now that you've made it, put a note in it, don't save it, send it.